Hey y'all, welcome back to another video with your girl Z. So in this video, I'm apologizing. I am so sorry, okay y'all. Sorry but I'm not sorry. So I've been in tech school, as y'all know, but tech school for me was a little more like heavy. Like there was a lot to learn. It was all pretty fast paced. I'm pretty sure it's every job, so I don't mean to like downplay nobody else's job, but it's just a lot. It's a lot to learn. It's a lot to take in. So I had to like make sure I was on my stuff as far as school went before I tried to like put out videos and stuff about school, and I didn't know nothing about the school. So I've already went through tech school, graduated tech school. I'm still at tech school right now. So I went through the motions, made my mistakes, learned from them, and now I'm here to tell you guys about my experience kind of and tell you about the program. So if you came into the military and you got the job 4-0, you don't know what that is, or if you came into the Air Force and you got the job 4-0 and you don't know what that is, and your recruiter just told you like this little, like whatever 2 words it says under 4-0, it's something along the lines of anything from immunizations to helping with surgeries. You know, that doesn't really tell you much about your job, what you are, what you do, especially since it's called aerospace medical services. Like, what is that? That's at least how I thought about it when I got into the program or whatever. So I finally made it to tech school, and really the job is really, really cool. It's pretty exciting, to me at least. So in civilian terms, we are medical technicians. That's our job. So we help nurses, help doctors, check vital signs, check in patients. Like, we're the nurse before the nurse, if that makes sense. The doctor before the doctor, if you would. But yeah, so there are like 4 different courses for this program, and the first is BLS, the second is anatomy and physiology, then there's EMT and nursing. And so BLS is a couple days, anatomy and physiology is a couple weeks, EMT is like maybe 6 to 8 weeks, and then nursing is a couple weeks too. So BLS, obviously it's only 2 days. It's pretty easy. You go in there, they tell you this, you do this, and then you get graded for this, and 9 times out of 10 it's 100. BLS is like cardiac arrest management, what's the other one? Choking. So like your Heimlich maneuver, your abdominal thrust, chest, stuff like that. Chest thrust, abdominal thrust, yeah. So that stuff, so that you can help people choking and just simple stuff like that. But I believe every job goes through BLS, and that's probably why it's just a couple days. The next thing is anatomy and physiology. Anatomy and physiology is similar to BLS in the sense that it's pretty easy, self-explanatory. You do have to study a bit more because for BLS, it's like you literally learn the material one day and then you're tested on it the next. And if I'm not mistaken, BLS is either open book or it's like redundant, like one of the two. Like, it's really hard to fail BLS. So yeah. Then you go to anatomy and physiology, and like I said, it's pretty much straightforward, but you do have to start studying at night. So once you get back to your dorm, you will have to like study a little bit, read a little bit, ask questions, and you should pass. Then you go into EMT. EMT is the hardest part of the program. EMT is a little bit more stressful because not only do you have 6 mods to pass, but you also have a registry test. It is actually a civilian test that you have to pass in order to become a 4-0. And a lot of the material is like scenario based. So it could be, you know, I don't even know how to explain it in a way that it would make sense to everyone else who hasn't gone through the tech school, but basically, if you've ever taken a test where you have scenario-based questions, you know that there's so many different scenarios, so many what ifs, so many hypothetical situations that can be made up, that there is no right or wrong answer all the time. So it's really just a big game of what would help the most or which would harm the most. And so that's why that can be a little hectic as far as that testing goes. So yeah, EMT, I would say, can be stressful if you allow it to be. What helped me the most when I went through EMT was studying the vocab and whatever the instructor said. So your instructors are always going to harp on things more if it's going to be like really important for you to know. And so they won't talk about things that aren't as likely to take place in your career, or as far as registry goes, because registry focuses on like 4 different parts of EMT. And so there are different things that you're going to have to remember. Yeah, so yeah, I would focus on the vocab, and then anything my instructor said that we should focus on, and that helped me pass my mods, pass NREMT. So then from there you will go on to the skills portion and the NREMT portion of the EMT course. Skills is pretty straightforward, so all you have to do for skills is pay attention in class. It's pretty simple. The only thing about skills is you have to take your time. If you do skills and you rush it, 9 times out of 10 you are going to fail because you missed something really, really small and minute. So my advice to anyone taking skills is take your time, ask for your time checks, and run through the procedure, run through the whole skill in the 2 minutes that they give you, because they give you 2 minutes to prep anything that you may need for your skill. So when they give you that 2 minutes to prepare, actually prepare, run through the entire skill. It may be a little different for medical and trauma, but at least make sure that you can get the basics, that you know what you should be doing, you should be checking for. But skills is pretty easy. You do it all day, and then you take NREMT. Whether you pass skills or not, you move on to NREMT. You take the NREMT, and it's pretty straightforward, but it's nothing like the mod test that you're given an the NREMT is nothing like the mods that you are given during EMT, because they're supposed to be harder. The mods are supposed to be harder than NREMT. NREMT is pretty straightforward, so what it does is it makes you add more to the question and say, well, what if this is the case, or what if this is the case, and well, if this person's pregnant, then this can be a symptom, or this can be a sign that this is something that's wrong with them. And so NREMT does not want you to add to the question, answer it. So if they say the cat is blue and the sun is black, don't say, well, the sun is really yellow and the cat is really, this color. Say what it is. It is what it is. It's not what you think it is. It's what it is. So yeah, you can get caught up in that. If you allow your imagination, to take you there, it will go there. And so for NREMT, all I can say is read the question, take the question for what it is, do not add anything and do not take anything away. And you're gonna hear that so many times when you take NREMT, or when you're about to take NREMT, because that's how easy it is to get sucked into it, especially with the mod test that you take before when you prepare for it. So then you'll move on to nursing once you pass the mods, NREMT, and skills. And so we'll move on to nursing. Nursing is by far the easiest part of the entire program to me. It's also the most exciting part of it. It's when you get to draw blood, run IVs, I wouldn't even say practice, injections, that's what they're called. Moving patients in the bed, moving patients from wheelchair to bed, making a bed with the patient in it, making a bed with the patient out of it, putting on sterile gloves, NG tubes, catheter. Is it a catheter? It's a Foley catheter, whatever. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of different stuff that you can do, or that you get to do in nursing. They will be skills. They're like nursing skills, but they're nothing like in EMT. They're way easier. They're way more straightforward. The whole point of the skills in nursing is to make sure that you can actually perform them and do them, not necessarily can you remember these steps, can you get them in your head. and can you redo it on the spot? Because EMT is like this, and nursing to a certain extent is like this, but it's a little bit slower. Like you have time if you're nervous or anxious in any sort of way, like they'll kind of help you and walk through it, but it's not like you have all day to learn it. So yeah, and then once you pass all your tests, you graduate. So as far as nursing goes, nursing is the easiest to learn, but it is the hardest to like pay attention in, because it's so, I won't say it's redundant, but it's easy. Like the material, after taking EMT, after going through the EMT course of the whole thing, like nursing seems like it's the easiest thing in the world. Like it literally feels like nothing. So your brain automatically checks out because it's like, I don't need to pay attention. This is so easy. Like you're gonna take the test and you're gonna pass. But that's not the case. Do study, because it is possible to fail. Go through it, take your time, learn what you need to learn. Pay attention. That's all the advice I can give you. I will say, you know, people are going to try to scare you. People will try to intimidate you and tell you that you're not going to make it, or you're going to fail, and this, that, and the third. And some people will say it's so easy you don't have to study. That's not the case. Make sure that you're studying. Make sure you do whatever the program director tells you. Like that is the case. Like 100%. If I could go back to that day and hear that thing all over again, like she was spot on. And that doesn't happen often, because sometimes people will tell you things to make things sound a little easier or sound a little more intense. Everything she said was absolutely true. If I had studied 6 to 8 hours on the weekend and 2 to 3 hours at night, I probably would have gotten 90s on my EMT test, but that was just not going to happen. Like 6 to 8 hours of staring at a textbook, I'm sorry, no. But yes, take your time, do what works for you. As far as a social life goes, I would say try to keep it to a minimum. I'm not a type of person that likes to go out and hang out with people. I really just enjoy staying to myself. I'm a movie type of person. Like I could just watch movies and I'd be happy all day. But I did go hang out with my friends, you know, especially since with everything going on as far as COVID. Like we haven't been able to see our families or leave the base. Like I have not been off of a base into like a real store or like a restaurant since I left home. Like that was like 7-8 months ago. Can I please just go walk into Walmart, please? That's all I want to do. Like that, I don't want to go to Disney World. I don't want to go, I just want to go to Walmart, a gas station, anywhere off the base would be fine. But it is what it is, you know. Make the most of it. But yeah, so like when stuff is lifted, I'd say go crazy. Like do what you can do that is legal. Like have fun, but make sure you're getting your work done. Like as far as YouTube went, I could have recorded videos, I could have posted. One, not only would it have been a bunch of like filler stuff, because it wouldn't have been anything about tech school, because I can't tell you about something when I'm in the middle of it, because it's just not going to make sense. Because I don't, like I would tell you one thing and 9 times out of 10 it was going to change, because everything just changed every single day since I've been here. But if I was making videos and filming videos all the time and editing videos, then I would not have had the grades that I had when I graduated. But yeah, it's not that bad. It's a really cool job. I would say stick with it. You are helping lives, changing lives. There's a lot of cool shred outs, a lot of cool certificates you can get with this job. Like there's so many different benefits it comes with. Like don't let it intimidate you, and don't let anyone talk you out of it unless there's something that you specifically want to do that you can get. Yeah, I like it. I like this job. Dorms are pretty cool. Yeah, I wouldn't say that the dorms aren't bad and the MTLs aren't bad and the schoolhouse isn't bad. Overall, the quality of life is great here at Fort Sam Houston. I just personally hate Texas and Fort Sam right now because of COVID. Like I cannot go anywhere and it sucks. But other than that, the base is great. The people are great here. Yeah, I've met some pretty great people so far here. That's about it. Like, yeah, I can't tell you nothing else. That's really it. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. That's it. If there are any questions you guys have or concerns you have about going to tech school or like being a 4.0 or anything like that, phase 2 questions, because I'll be going to phase 2 on Thursday. I'll be going to Travis Air Force Base in California and then coming back to Fort Sam. But yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know, because I will answer them. And I'm about to be like back on YouTube and stuff because I'm about to go to my job. Oh my God, y'all. I am done. I am done for now with this. This is disgusting to me, okay? But I cannot wait to go to Travis. I cannot wait to go to Travis. I know I'll be so nervous when I first get there, but then I'm a volunteer to do everything, and then boom, I'm not gonna be able to somewhere. Because you just gotta throw yourself out there sometimes. But yeah, that's it. It's not that hard. It's a really cool job. It got a lot of benefits, this, that, and the third. So y'all just be okay with it. Just be like, I got it. I know I got it. Period. So whatever, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope to see y'all in my next one. Yeah. Bye.